Sometimes in life, you may cross paths with some letdowns. You get let down when you make a bowl of cereal just to look in the refrigerator and see you don't have any milk. Or when you take a number 2 just to look over and see you don't have any tissue. Or when a new Roblox anime game releases that actually wasn't too bad and even was the most fun you've had in this dry spell of a community. YouTubers are making videos on it, the PvP is flourishing, the grind, well, let's not talk about the grind. But things look to be going good. A game that seems like it could last for months on end, so long as it continues to get updated. Just for the game's staff team to completely ruin it by doing everything wrong. Or was the game's current decline for another reason? If you don't know the full scoop, let me quickly fill you in. And if you're new, you could fill up my subscriber count as well. We got lots of room for newcomers and this is a home, not a hotel. So once you sub, I can promise you it won't just be 2 good videos to last the weekend. It'll last for as long as I continue. Check out the Roblox clothing shop as well. The group link is in the description. So how to ruin the game 101. The first instance we saw of TypeSoul that could be a major issue was the grind. It was actually one of the most tedious systems ever added, not even joking. And the common theme of the community when it came down to the grind was that it felt like the grind was meant for a CC game.
Now, I have never seen a grind as bad as TypeSoul. Like, there is no way they thought people were actually gonna do this. And honestly, if these were the rates in the closed community, then I feel like it would have been way more fun. Like, honestly, in my opinion, they should have just had a closed community version of the game and a public version of the game. But the grind is insane. This is like the closed community type of grind. This is like the no lights that sit on the computer type of grind, bro.
Got lives. It's completely unrealistic, bro. Like I'm not to disrespect anybody that's grinded for it. If you did, I'm honestly no. I'm gonna disrespect you. I was told that I was told one of my friends said he took a shower and he lost his elo, bro. At least make it fun. Like
yeah, because like I said,
at least make it something that somebody like as somebody can actually have fun doing. Like they can get on the game and say, okay, I'm gonna grind for this shit and get like instead of just mindlessly doing raids to try to get what only one stage.
Yeah,
or stay in a server for 20 hours. Like I don't know if they said it reduced to 15 hours, but
that's still
tedious. Everyone knows in a closed community, things are much more harder to get, and people are often rewarded with special things for this grind. Maybe a special title, and maybe a special ability spec. It varies from one to another, and that is one of the things that can make a closed community game slightly more fun than a public game. It feels more like an actual story where certain people earn certain roles, and in order for that role to be taken, they must be killed. Although the grind was very tedious, every game has its own grind. Some games are harder to level in while others are a lot easier. So while people were complaining, it wasn't anything to be worried about, and definitely wasn't enough to think that the game would die because of it. So while the grind could have been a major issue, it never marinated even close to that point. But maybe the second reason was a little more frightening, like the end game content being lackluster. Imagine after somehow completing one of the hardest progression systems on the platform, you literally have nothing to do. That literally feel like you did it all for nothing. Which is why when creating these games, you must make sure once everything is said and done, what is the next thing you can complete after maxing your character? Is there a PvP grind to be chased? Is there unique abilities to be obtained? Or special clothing? What exactly is the goal after that number next to your character has reached its absolute limit? And unfortunately in TypeSoul, there wasn't exactly an answer.
We've been playing some TypeSoul. Now this is probably my last TypeSoul video for a while. Like I said in my TypeSoul experience video, there is like nothing to do endgame. This game has 0 endgame content, and yeah, it's starting to get really boring, so this is probably gonna be my last one for a while. I'll still probably play it on stream a little bit here and there, but I don't think I'm gonna do any more videos until like there's a new update or something. But yeah,
the content was lacking, but does that reason even slightly compare to the next?
I was not planning on making a video about this, but as I've seen multiple content creators ramble like psych ward patients into their microphone with no detailed information and just going probably did this and maybe did that, I'd like to bring some light to the situation. Now, the developers have already talked about this in announcements, and I want to bring out the elephant in the room. What do the quote-unquote bugged rate of drops mean here? Well, it means a lot. It means that every singular raid could have been quote-unquote bugged like they say, but less conveniently, as in the other rates for getting a legendary were not actually higher, but rather lower. Hence, why everybody calls this game a money grab.
I'm just smiling because apparently, bro, I haven't seen the scripts myself. Apparently, the rates was fake or something. I'm just saying allegedly because I have not seen the scripts myself to say that it was. If you're not in the motherfucking loop, I don't think it was last night or maybe the day before yesterday, TypeSoul and the entire source, like all the scripts was leaked.
So here we have something that cannot be glossed over. This does not compare to a lack of content or a crazy grind. This is something new, and it's not the good new either. This is new that nobody knows how bad it can actually get. Rates not being was listed as 100% breaking Roblox TOS, so it was and still is a 1000% possibility of the game getting taken down. It's happened before, and when you have someone like my friend TechieOP saying this,
it is obvious that the devs did this on purpose to get people to buy more and more spins, and it was a scheme that, if not exposed, they were going to keep exploiting due to the community's ignorance of the actual rates. But since the leak came out, they had to save face in order to stop from their game being took down off the platform indefinitely.
yeah, not exactly the best look. And while that is the absolute biggest reason of controversy, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't end there. Drama inside the community strikes. Dizzle is blatantly targeted by mods, or is Dizzle actually in the wrong?
This nigga's really good at telling these half-truths, bro. I feel like some people will actually get manipulated with it, and of course, they did.
So basically, he jailed me for just no reason, because he was wrong. He didn't want to admit he was wrong.
Within 2 hours, he gets his Bankai by a different bug because of Roblox bug or whatever. That's what he says. All right. Yeah. Within I think a couple days actually, he gets his Bankai via bug. I assumed he got it because of this bug, but he tells me no, I got it because of a different Roblox bug. I was like, all right, that's tough. You know what I'm saying? You still did a fucking bug, nigga. So because you know I want to be a nice guy, I'm just gonna jail you. Has his goddamn prison clothes on, dude. His goddamn jumpsuit. This nigga gets his Bankai stolen, and within that same fucking day, but within 24 hours, this nigga goes out of his goddamn way and bugs Bankai again in 4K, but like with no hesitation. I'm like, what the fuck? To focus up for school, let me go ahead and disable my account. Bang, bang, bang. This nigga, the grunt he is, makes this whole scamming video. And listen, bro, you can't make a video on a nigga like calling him a scammer and slap the words allegedly on that bitch and think that's gonna, you know, that's gonna save the day, dude. That's not gonna do a goddamn thing, dude, right? That's still defamation. Type in my name, and this is the type of disgusting shit you see.
And then Bag Chaser Valicus adding fuel to the fire doesn't make it no better.
Quote unquote, Dizzle bug abused his Bankai fight non-stop using various bugs to beat it, was warned multiple times and did it again multiple times. Callan was the mod dealing with it all and was going to ban him on the spot, but Leafy was nice enough to give him a long jail.
Well, if you were to ask me out of all of the reasons which one really killed the game, it's actually a combination of all of them. Like I said, the game itself wasn't that bad, so it takes a lot for an entire community to turn their backs. I didn't even mention the TypeSoul Battlegrounds game that was made, and the TypeSoul staff team threatening to ban everyone who played it. Like, that is by far the dumbest thing you could do. TypeSoul staff team made the dumbass decision to make fake rates, and then Ren pulled up and said fuck around and find out. But that mistake wasn't made by the community, so I punished them for it. So while the current decline of TypeSoul is because of all of those reasons combined, there is one thing I missed. Project Mugetsu comes out of nowhere with a brand new update, and Peroxide makes his grand appearance. While Project Mugetsu was cool and all, this video is about Peroxide. And now if there was any time for Peroxide to make a slight jump in anticipation and hype, now was the perfect time. Because of the letdown of TypeSoul, people are looking for a new hype, and Project Mugetsu's numbers show it. Now Peroxide is still in testing, but let me tell you, they're cooking up something major. The progression is still hard, but it's nowhere near the madness of TypeSoul. And some of these abilities, the effects, and the quality are unmatched. The cutscenes, flawless. And although the progression definitely needs more work, I can almost guarantee by the time release comes, it'll be great for all players. But please, for the love of God, when you do play this game, get a group of friends. Playing this shit solo is not for the weak. So TypeSoul, you released at the perfect time. A time where people were begging for a new Bleach game. You had the basketball in the rim, and instead of letting it swish, you goaltended your own basket and hit the ball out from below. But who knows, maybe TypeSoul can add some crazy shit and regain all the players. Or maybe it's already as good as gone.